Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you're a solo blogger trying to juggle writing, technical SEO, and marketing all on a shoestring budget, you know the struggle. Today we're diving into the 2026 AI SEO software landscape. Picking the right software isn't just some minor detail, it literally dictates whether you actually get to sleep at night. We're basing today's deep dive on a fantastic breakdown by Hardeep Singh over at Panstag, who actually tested and ranked all the top tools out there right now.
But before we get into the rankings, we gotta ask the tough question. Are you wasting your hard-earned money on the wrong AI SEO software? If you're flying solo, you totally know the pain of having this massive backlog of unoptimized posts just sitting there gathering dust. So what do? You buy some shiny new software hoping it'll save you time, but instead, it just spits out a massive to-do list. It actually creates more manual work instead of just doing the work for you. It's incredibly frustrating, right? You end up spending your whole weekend fixing meta tags instead of, actually writing great content.
So, to fix that, here's our game plan for today. We're going to break down tools versus agents, map out the entire 2026 AI SEO landscape, build your exact solo blogger budget stack, and finally, flag the crucial traps you absolutely need to avoid. Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1. Tools versus agents, and the crucial difference between them. Honestly, mixing these two up is the single most common mistake solo bloggers are making right now in 2026. So what's the actual difference? Well, it's pretty huge. On one side, you have your traditional AI tools. Think of your surfers, your phrases, or ClearScope. These guys act like highly paid consultants. They analyze your content, give you a neat little score, point out keyword gaps, and then they just hand you a to-do list. You still have to physically open each page and make those changes yourself. But on the other side, you've got AI SEO agents like Mega SEO Agent or Ally AI. These act more like an employee, the kind you probably can't afford to hire full-time quite yet. They autonomously act and execute. You point an agent at your site and it just goes to work, running audits and applying fixes directly. Imagine waking up, grabbing your coffee, and finding out that missing schema markup and broken internal links were fixed across 150 posts while you were literally sleeping. Now that is the true power of an agent.
Now, before we move on, there's actually a newer, third category we need to talk about, AI visibility trackers. Tools like Otterly fit right in here. Now, unlike the tools or agents we just talked about, visibility trackers don't actually touch your SEO or make any changes to your site. Instead, they monitor whether generative AI engines like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and those Google AI overviews are actually citing your content as a source. And guys, this is absolutely vital right now. AI-driven search traffic is growing so much faster than classic blue link organic traffic. So if you want to master generative engine optimization, or GEO, these trackers are how you measure if your strategy is actually moving the needle.
Moving on to Section 2, the 2026 AI SEO landscape. Let's look at how the top software actually stacks up for solo bloggers. And this brilliantly illustrates the current market. Check out that hands-off ratio column over on the far right. Tools like Ahrefs and SERP for SEO have a low hands-off ratio. Now, don't get me wrong, they are fantastic foundational research layers, but they are going to require you to do the heavy lifting. As we move up the list to rankability and phrase, you hit that medium tier, which is great for your research to publish workflow. But look right at the top. Mega SEO Agent and Ally AI have a high or medium-high hands-off ratio. Mega is a true end-to-end autonomous agent. It fixes on-page issues and manages your internal linking without you having to open a single post. And Ally AI, it is an absolute powerhouse for tackling a massive backlog fast. It can deploy technical fixes, like adding server-side rendering support for AI crawlers across hundreds of pages all at once.
So when do you actually pull out your credit card? That brings us to Section 3, the solo blogger budget stack. Let's shift gears from just understanding the software to knowing exactly when to invest in it.
Let's move to and see how this builds based on the maturity of your blog. We can break this down into 3 simple stages. Step 1 is the new blog, meaning you have under 30 posts. Step 2 is the growing blog, sitting comfortably between 30 and 150 posts. And Step 3 is the established blog, where you've built up a library of over 150 posts. Let's break down exactly what software makes sense at each of these steps.
All right, if you're at step 1 with a brand new blog, under 30 posts, your budget stack should be incredibly simple and, thankfully, cost-effective. The source material recommends starting purely with the Ahrefs starter tier, which runs roughly $29 a month. Why? Well, because as a new blog, you simply don't have a technical backlog yet. Buying an execution agent right now would be trying to solve a problem you literally don't even have. At this early stage, all you really need is a rock-solid foundation for keyword research and backlinks, and Ahrefs gives you exactly that.
Now, when you hit step 2, that growing blog stage with 30 to 150 posts, your needs are going to shift a bit. You'll want to keep that Ahrefs foundation, sure, but now you should add a content optimization tool like Phrase into the mix, which is about $39 a month. Honestly, this combo is the absolute sweet spot. Pairing research with a content optimization tool gives you an incredible return on investment. You see, at this point, you have enough content to start comparing against top-ranking pages, but your site is still small enough that you actually have the free time to implement those suggested fixes manually without it eating up your entire week.
And finally, we reach step 3, the established blog. Once you cross that 150 post threshold, it's a whole new ballgame. Technical debt piles up fast, doesn't it? Manually fixing meta tags and tweaking internal links across 150 older posts. Let's be real, you are never going to get around to doing that by hand. This is the exact moment an execution agent like Mega or Ali completely pays for itself. It steps in and does those massive bulk fixes you've been putting off for a year because you'd rather be doing literally anything else. Now, adding an agent here will bump your monthly tech budget up to around the $150 to $250 range. But think about it, it essentially acts as the mechanical half of a $500 a month SEO freelancer. But hey, bringing automation onto your site is powerful, but it's not without its risks. Let's pivot to our final section. Crucial traps to avoid.
Think of these as your strategic guardrails, okay? We want to make sure you don't waste your money or, worse, accidentally break your existing website. The most glaring trap, which we kind of just touched on, is buying agents way too early when you have under 30 posts. Just don't do it. Second, and this is absolutely crucial, do not let an agent auto-publish changes without a review process, especially in your first few weeks. I cannot stress this enough, an autonomous agent that can push live fixes at scale can also push live mistakes at scale. Always back up your template and test these tools on a single low-traffic post first. Third trap, stacking overlapping tools. Phrase, Surfer, ClearScope, they all largely do the same job. Pick one. Don't pay for all three. And lastly, ignoring CMS compatibility. A lot of these tools are built WordPress first. So if you're running on Blogger, you absolutely have to confirm compatibility with the vendor before you hand over your credit card.
So the crucial point here is perfectly captured in this quote from our source author, Hardeep Singh. He says, these tools optimize for ranking signals. They don't know your audience's actual questions the way you do. Use them to save time, not to replace editorial judgment. I love that. You really can't forget that. An AI SEO agent is incredible at taking over the mechanical, technical on-page layers of your blog. It's a total lifesaver. But it doesn't, and literally cannot, replace your strategic judgment about what to write and why a specific topic genuinely matters to the audience you've spent years building. The mechanics? Sure, automate them, but the strategy? That remains entirely human.
Which leaves us with this final, provocative thought for you to ponder. How will you balance automated execution with your own editorial judgment? Before you spend a single dollar on an AI SEO agent or tool in 2026, take a step back and define your strategy. Know exactly where your human touch is irreplaceable and let the software handle the rest. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and happy blogging.